Assalamualaikum and good evening, everyone. So
Good
today I'm
evening.
having four guests, which is Miss Nor Azurin, Mr. EJ, Mr. T. Kochun, and also Mr. Arif Izuddin. Thank you so much for receiving my invitation and spend some of your time, your packed schedule, to give some thought on the discussion as to raise the awareness of an important topics in our industry. We are gathering here to discuss on an issue of OSHE, which stand for Occupational Safety Health Regulation, Occupational Safety and Health Regulations in the Workplace. Before we go deep into this topic, allow me to share on the history of the OSHE management itself. So, in the history, occupational safety and health measures may be traced back to the time of the Egyptian pharaoh around 200 BC. The Code of Hammurabi contained terms that may be considered as early efforts at workers' compensation. There is additional evidence that the Romans were concerned about their safety and health. Also, the milestone in the development of safety movement in United States can be seen during the year of 1892, 1907, 1911, and 1970. But this tragedy happened that have changed the face of safety movement, which is the Hope's Nest tragedy, Asbestos Menace, and Bhopal disaster. After, after the tragedies happened, the safety movement is widely used accident prevention techniques such as failure minimization, fail-safe designs, personal protective equipment, and others. And finally, in today's era, the safety and health is characterized by professionalization and integration, which include industry chemist or engineer, safety engineer, occupational nurse, and etc. So we can conclude from the history itself how important this topic is since it comes as an safety for most people. So today we have two questions that need to be highlighted and understand further. For the first question, what is actually the roles of OSHE legal requirement in business management? For this question, may I ask Ms. Azurin or maybe Mr. EJ to explain more?
Uh, Thank you for the question, Ms. Laili. First of all, I will tell you about what is OSH. OSH stands for Occupation Safety and Health. Occupation Safety and Health is concerned with the health, safety, and welfare of employees in the workplace. Uh, we also call it occupation health and safety. It is OHS. Workplace Health and Safety WHS and Occupation Health. In addition to promoting a safe and healthy workplace, the term are referred to safeguarding family member as well as co-worker, customer, employer, and other individual that the workplace environment may affect, sometimes include in OSH. Back to the question, I will tell you guys about the role of OSH legal requirement in business management. First is perform risk assessment for safety and health at the company workplace and provide documentation of the findings. This includes having to follow the prevention best principle outlined in Art 6 of the framework directive and the OSH assessment technique, um, as well as putting preventative measure into effect based on the finding of the risk assessment. Okay. Secondly, inform the worker about safety and health risk as well as about et- ethic measure of perfect protection and prevention are 10. For example, uh, employee must provide clear instruction, information, and training for their worker. So next, OSHE provide provide safety and health training measure and ensure that each worker can participate um, in rule like done in part 12. Okay, next I will talk about the 5-step risk assessment, which is developed by the health and safety executive in the UK, United Kingdom, as a simple approach to manage risk, um, particularly in small scale enterprise. The step is first, we identify the hazard, decide who might be harmed and how. Third, evaluate the risk and decide on precaution. And then record your finding and implement them. And lastly, review your assessment and update if necessary. Next, EJ will explain.
Thank you for giving the opportunity to give my thought. I'd like to start with the reason why OSHA is important in business management. Workplace health and safety is all about sensible managing risks to protect your workers and your business. In global context, health and safety is also an essential part of the movement towards sustainable development. Throughout this, there are many reasons why health and safety is important to your business. Firstly, it is a moral right to ensure your workers return home safe and healthy at the end of every working day. By protecting your workers, you reduce absence, ensuring that your workplace is more efficient and productive. Research also shows that workers are more productive in workplaces that are committed to healthy and safety. Reducing down the time caused by illness and accident means less disruption, and it also saves your business money. In some countries, health and safety legislation is a criminal law and you are legally obligated to comply with that. Legal breaches can result in prosecution, fines, and even more imprisonment of senior executives. To attract investors and partnerships, you may need to demonstrate your committees to sustainable and corporate social responsibility, which will include how to protect your workers. Increasingly, customers want to buy products and services that are produced ethically. So, you also need to think about your work practice throughout your supply chain and deal only with ethical suppliers that protect their workforce. More and more job hunters, particularly millennials and the Z generation, seeks roles with employers who share their value. So, without strong corporate responsibility and sustainable practice, you may struggle to attract or to retain the best employees. A good and health safety record is a source of competitive advantage. It builds trust in your reputation and brand, while poor health and safety performance will directly affect the profitability and can result in loss of trade or even in closure of the business. Good health and safety at work secures long-term benefit for you. Your business will become wider in the community. Now, I'd like to explain about the role of OSHA in productivity and cost of a company. There is a term stated that good OSHA is a good business. In top economy time, it's important to remember that poor workplace safety and health cost money. What's more, case studies show that good OSHA management is a business is linked to improved performance and profitability. Productivity is the function of technology, manpower, and management, while cost is the amount of spend of a company. Safety and health have a direct effect on these two. Company with a reputation of providing a safe and healthy workplace will find it easier to attract and keep the best people. Com- while company with a record of safe and health also will be better to be able to reinvest in their equipment upgrades, then also who must divert fund in productive costs such as medical claim, environment cleanup, and many others. And that's all for me. I would like to return to the moderator.
Thank you, Miss Azurin and Mr. EJ, for the very great and crystal clear explanation. As we know, OSH is widely used in all countries, and not to mention our country Malaysia also takes seriously in the application of OSH in all industry. The awareness of this issue is also being exposed to students since they enter their higher education level. As as for the second question, I would love to hear from Mr. T and Mr. Arif to explain more on the Occupational Safety and Health Act in Malaysia and its salient features.
Thank you for Miss Laili. I would like to talk about Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994. It is an act to make further provision for securing the safety, health, and welfare of persons at work, for protecting others against risk to safety or health in connection with the activity of the person at work. It also to establish the National Council for Occupational Safety and Health and for mental condition David. It was implemented on 25th February 1994. It consists of 15 parts containing 67 sections and 3 schedules. It can be a guideline that used by public or private sector in preparing the safety and health policy in their workplace. It also provides the legislative framework for the safety, health, and welfare among all Malaysia workplace. The principle is to prevent and protect the worker against hazard and is read in connection with their activity at work. It requires all companies to establish and document like safety and health policy, duty of the employer and employees, and the safety and health officer, the safety and health committee of company, and occupational safety and health inspection and officer. Next is the objective of OSHE Act 1994 or Act 11514. The objective is to secure the safety, health, and welfare of persons at work against risk to safety and health arising from workplace activity. Next is to protect the person at workplace from risk to safety and health arising from workplace activity. Next is to promote the occupational environment at the workplace that is adapted to their physiological and psychological needs. Finally, is to provide the means whereby the associated occupational safety and health legislation may be progressively replaced by a system or regulation and approved industrial code of practice operating in combination with the provision of this act designed to maintain or improve the standard of health, safety, and health. Next is the scope of the act cover all working people in sectors such as manufacturing, mining, construction, forestry and fishery, utility, including electricity, gas, water, sanitary service, transportation, storage and accommodation, wholesale and retail trade, hotel and restaurant, real estate and business service, finance, insurance, public service, and statutory. Last is the regulation and ought that make under the Act are the occupational safety and health, employer safety and health general policy statement, exception regulation, occupational safety and health, control of industrial major accident hazard regulation, occupational safety and health committee regulation, occupational safety and health classification, labeling of safety data sheet of hazard chemical regulation, occupational safety and health officer regulation, occupational safety and health, prohibition of use of substance regulation, occupational safety and health, use of standard of exposure of chemical hazard to health regulation, occupational safety and health, notification of accident, dangerous occurrence, occupational poisoning and occupational disease regulation, occupational safety and health officer order and occupational safety and health prohibition of use of substance order. For the silent feature, I pass to Mr. Arif.
Okay, thank you, Mr. T, for the great sharing earlier. Allow me to add more about this OSHA Act. Earlier, Mr. T shared about what is occupational safety and health and its objective. So now, I want to talk about its salient features and those related to it. So, among the salient features found in OSHA is the standard applied by them. One purpose of OSHA is that it set safety and health standard for Malaysian workplace. They do so after listening to recommendations from their various advisor committees. Sometimes they come up with standards on their own, and at other times they come up with standard through responding to requests from other group and government agencies, such as the Office of the Secretary for Health and Human Services. They also publish those standards so employee can follow them. They also sometimes grant variances if an employer cannot meet the standard right away. They also revise standards as necessary since the technology and other elements in the workplace do change. They can assess penalties to workplace in violations. The provision of the Act 514 is based on the self-regulation approach to suit with the particular industry or organization to establish effective safety and health organization and performance. Its primary responsibility is to, first, ensure safety and health of work life with those who create the risk, and number two, this law also encourages cooperation, consultation, and participation of employee and management in effort to improve the standard of safety and health in the workplace. Next, the establishment of OSHA has its own function. One of the functions of OSHA is to listen to worker concerns and find ways to respond to them appropriately. Workers can file a complaint about safety and health issue in the workplace by calling or writing to OSHA. OSHA will make it clear that this is a worker right and that employee cannot punish by demoting or other means workers who file such complaints. On their website, you can see a list of worker rights, which includes having the right to request that OSHA come in and inspect the work environment here. Another role of OSHA is that it provides training and education. Occupational Safety and Health Administration provides learning resources such as video and interactive web-based tool on a wide range of health and safety topics, including those related to construction, working with electric power, food processing, working in a hospital, and woodworking. The Training Institute provide classes in occupational safety and health for workers such as compliance officer, federal agents, consultant, and others. OSHA rules and scope are wide because their goal is big to ensure better workplace safety for Malaysia workers in a wide range of jobs. The government recognizes hazard and therefore a need for enforcing standard for safe and helpful working condition in Malaysia public sector. Learning more about the occupational safety and health administration can help can help us to understand our workplace right. So I think that's all from me.
Thank you, Mr. T and Mr. Arif, for the very detailed explanation. So, from the forum we had, the explanation from both questions by our fellow presenter, we can enhance our knowledge about OSH that can be used in our daily work. Also, in whatever industry we are in, we can conclude that the implementation of OSH in our daily life need to be upgraded, especially those who exposed and need to be protected from risk coming from the workplace hazard. And with that, it's the end of our forum. Thank you. Until next time.